If you don't understand the meaning of them, you find the meaning of them, those words, and we think into those tests that you look, the tests that you've been checking, the references that you've been checking, and you will see whether it's authentic or it's not. If you discover that it's not authentic, or it is authentic, then you know where we stand with each other. And I hope you are not the type who, even when we realize that it is not authentic, you still say it for whatever reason. I wouldn't know that you don't care, and whether it is authentic or it's inauthentic, at the end of the day, it is from God. That kind of attitude that people have, the unwillingness to accept truth, to help us all. It's like you telling somebody that this thing that you're doing, I'm your neighbor, it's affecting me. And then you say, I don't care, I have every right to do it, so I'm doing it. And then it affects me. Now, are you going to be in a situation where I also would do something that you wouldn't like, and I will have the same, comment or the same response? Would you be glad that I say that to you? Because whatever I'm saying to you, I'm not saying it out of I don't care if I won't have any effect coming to me because of what you did. You living in maybe Korea or Japan, and I'm living here. I wouldn't care if it would have no effect on me. But there is the fact that it might have effect on me. It does have effect on me. Whatever fellowship or worship you are into, it have effect on me. Whatever good things or bad things you may do, it have effects on me. Believe it or not, we were going to point it all out as time goes on. You can often find out, how is it possible for what you do there to have effects on me? You can check out if you are somebody who is studying, who is into education, you will figure it out yourself after you discover things that you learn. So you learn geography, you learn so many things. You see that there is some bonding, some bond between all humanity, the rays of life that we connect, and the air and the skies and all that we enjoy, we have together. The sun, we all have the same common things, like living under one roof with the neighbors, living under one roof with your neighbor. And whatever you might think of your neighbor is or let's say you're living under one roof with your neighbor, having door different, living in the one shelter, one place, and you saying that if he is doing something, it might not have effect on you. Even if he pees in the place, you think he's peeing in his location, or he thinks he's peeing in his location, and has nothing to do with you. Yeah, it really realistically, it does make sense that you're peeing there. You're not peeing on my bed, but you will see the effect that will come to me. The effect that comes out of the peeing there is not just the fact that it's not on my bed, but the fact that it might smell and produce some bad air, or let's say bad bacteria, which will flow to my end, which, because we all share the same air, there are basic things that we share together that makes it possible for you, what you do there, to affect me. So then I say, then how can you relate it to spiritual things? Because there's nothing to do with anything which is practical or scientific in any way. It's more to do with religion. Yes, it's more to do with religion. The carcass that you have will come to me. Now, we don't think of spirit as something stagnant. Spirits are movable. Spirits are something you have invited into your life. And when you invite one spirit, it's like today is mainly seen in the scientific world who have no faith as aliens. You have invited an alien into your life. To you, it's not an alien, because maybe it's been there and giving you so many good things as a result of that. But the alien eventually will one day reveal itself and take its course, or decide to sort of take a mantle or reveal its true will to, or would want to satisfy itself or himself or whatever it is. And you'll be unable to do anything about it. Or by the act of this alien, which has no serious love or care for you as a person, since you are an alien to that sort of force as well, and you cannot from any way know what this alien might be, or what it might like, or what it is look like, because you can't even see spirit. And in that sense, the chances that it might cause something to you, or might be moving in certain ways, because you have already invited him, you give room for it to be in your life. You're giving it room not just to your life, but the fact that you give him room to your location might give him access to other places, because it is not stagnant. We know spirit can move. since you or some of us decide to invite them, then in some ways they might come, spend time with you, be with you, but it's like it settles in you as a home, but it goes out there, and out there is coming to me, it's coming to that person out there, that person down there, at so many places of the world, locations that you might not be aware of. And it can be so swift and quick to be very shockingly, surprisingly, because they do not travel. We don't see them using cars. We don't see them how they move. We don't know much about anything about spirits. But there they are. They'll be going. They might be reaching out because we experience strange things. That person out there, like me, like you, have been experiencing things that I don't know. But lucky enough, we've realized that we've been able, through communication and through media and all that, it's come to the limelight that human beings, we end up inviting things to our life, and it's come to our knowledge of knowing of something called spirit, a possibility of something that lives among us and like in a different realm, and they are quite unique. Some even consider it as something that, as a result of the spirit, that we are what we are today, because God himself is seen as a spirit, so we do have some relations and whatever it is, and maybe through the guide of the spirit, it has made you invent something, and that thing you invented is having effect on me, So it will definitely have a link to, it's necessary for me to reach out, not just to myself or a few, but everywhere. So since we know that somehow, the idea of faith, the idea of believing, it's not just believing and dropping it out there, but we have to really verify it, prove its realistic ability, its realistic, what acceptance is, its wisdom, its benefits, its authenticity, all those things that matters for us. If we're able to do that, then we are establishing ourselves away from the alien, encouragement, and because the alien or whatever spirit is not ready to reveal itself, is not ready to show himself or herself for us to know what really is about, then we have no choice than to not to keep entertaining spirit or encouraging spirit. Now it's like maybe we live with spirit, maybe they are part of us and all that. All has to be proven. We have to figure out those things, and that's why it's necessary to do a search, to look into things. But if we have our own mindset, or we have got a mindset from spirit that tells us there is a true God, and the spirit must know, whatever we're getting the insight from, knows that there is a true God, one true God. And this book, which is inspired by spirit, claimed by others, somehow shows that there is one true God. Those statements, I'll pull it out from this book and that the Quran, that tells you that God is one and all that, for you to see what this is about. Okay, so the journey will be enjoyable as we go through, because when we figure out these things, you will get a gist of what I'm trying to say. If you look in, we were actually in Jacob, where Jacob have got to marry Rebecca. Jacob has not Rachel and Leah, his two sisters from his uncle. He didn't get involved in just one of the cousins. He ends up, as the story says, accidentally with his uncle's two daughters. Because according to tradition, what has tradition got to do with my choice of woman? But that is what they live with. That's why I said culture, tradition, and religion. They have some strong basis that even if you are not into it or you don't follow through with that, it might have, you will end up, because of that, something will be enforced onto your neck. Is that female circumcision? Is that what it will fall into your neck? I mean, whether you like it or not. People who strongly believe in things and force what they believe on others, without considering the fact that, hey, what if he doesn't like it or not? No, it's good for him. Once it's good for him, let's give it to him. Now, you are not talking about little children here. There are grown-ups here who behaves like children. That's a different thing. Somebody who immune system or his mental ability is not as solid or mature as it is. But you can't just force anything onto people's neck that people who are grown, like I sit here and the culture I'm into, with the elders, the fact that I'm not financially, if I'm in a situation where financially I'm not, financially,